What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bruise Reviews. I'm Bruiser Brad, and today we are going to talk about the Fender Frontman 20G. It is a 20-watt practice amp that you could probably get away with playing like a small bar or, a small room or something. But I'm not expecting too much in terms of power. I got this for my wife to start her musical journey. She just got her first guitar. Now she's got her first amp, so I'm super excited for her. And I'm going to test it out and put it through its paces before handing it over to her. Now this is among one of the most affordable amps. This was only $100. It's pretty par for the course as far as practice amps go. You might find something a little cheaper, but not necessarily as high quality. This is a Fender after all, so I've got big expectations for this thing. Now you've got your controls here, pretty simple. You have your input, a volume knob, gain, you have a selector switch, which I'm assuming clean versus overdrive. You've got a drive volume, you have treble, middle, bass, tone controls. You have an input for auxiliary, which is nice to have for any entry-level amp. You have a headphone jack, and it is a 1/8 inch stereo jack instead of the typical 1/4 inch. Which is nice because not a lot of us have one of these hanging around. And of course, you have your power switch on off. Carrying handle, it's pretty light. I think it's like 15, 16 pounds or something like that. So not going to break your back carrying it from practice to your house or whatever. Not much as far as the back goes. You just basically have your power adapter. And that's it. No line out, nothing like that. Sorry. So without further ado, let's go ahead and plug it in and see how it sounds. So right before even turning up the volume, there's a little bit of a hum. And I don't know if that's just because I got my computer here, so I think that might just be the speaker, honestly. Let's see here. Wow, okay. See, I don't even have any of the equalizer settings on yet, so I don't know why. Alright, let's go ahead and set everything to neutral. So we have our bass, middle, and treble all at 5. Volume at 2 is already kind of loud. So that's not bad. That's a 5. That's half power. So pretty powerful amp so far, not gonna lie. So we're just gonna sit around 2, which is probably what you're gonna be using if you're playing at home, in your bedroom or your office. Does get pretty loud, which is interesting. Okay, so the control layout is a little misleading. You would think that the gain simply goes with the normal channel volume. However, the gain only functions when you're on the drive channel. So, clean channel. Basically, you got your volume and then your equalizer settings. That's about it. Switch over to overdrive. You have a separate volume, which is nice. Interestingly enough, the clean volume is definitely a lot louder at default than it is for the drive channel. Let's try to do some nice clean, see if we can get a good clean Fender tone. So you get a nice, if twangy tone. Now I'm playing the Dean through this amp. So bear that in mind. If you're playing something with a more mellow sound, it might sound a little more mellow. But so far, everything on the clean channel, even with the treble cranked pretty far down, is still pretty. Still got kind of like a twang to it. It's a little high, you know, even with bass and, you know, mids. So nice and twangy. I guess I kind of expected that from a Fender, but not a lot of tonal variation if you're adjusting the tone knobs. So let's try the drive channel. So you're gonna have to set it pretty low if you want to layer on the gain, because it will get loud fast. So gain at about half. Let's see if we can come up with like a decent crunch tone. Nice and crunchy. That's nice. I mean, you could lower the gain a little bit if you wanted something a little more, you know. You wanted something a little more old school, I guess. And you'll have to play around with the tone settings if you really want something that sounds nice. Let's see how high the gain can go. Is it good for metal? That's my question, of course. So the gain does get a little intense, so that's pretty good. Pretty strong amount of gain for a smaller amp. And it's at about 8 or 9. I don't want to go too hard on the gain right away. And that's with the mid scooped. I mean, you could, if you had a bit more mids, you could probably do like, you know, kind of an 80s rock sound if you want to. Again, very trebly. So, not too bad. It's about what I expected, maybe a little bit louder than I expected. The bass, of course, isn't super strong because it is only, I'm pretty sure it's an 8-inch speaker, so don't expect a big fat sound, but again, it seems to be, you know, plenty loud, and I mean, Alright, so there you have it. You can get some nice sounds out of it. Not the best, but for $100, that's probably the best practice amp you're gonna get. And I mean, it's loud enough, you could probably get away with playing like a small gig just with the 20 watts alone. So really not bad for the price. So if you're using headphones, obviously you're gonna get a lot more out of it practice-wise, because I can really only crank it to like 2 or 3 on the volume before it starts to get a little too loud for practice. So you've got some good Fender sounds. Oh geez, that popped. You got some good Fender sounds. You got the nice, you know, silver mesh grating that you're used to seeing in Fender amps. You know, it evokes kind of a classic feel to it. You got that, I mean, look at that nice little Fender cursive. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's plastic, but it is screwed on, so that's important. It's got 3 screws holding it in place. So, and it's, you know, it's small, it's portable, I put it on my desk. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been a real treat getting to try this amp out. It's been a blast. I'm Bruise Brad, and until next time. Alright, today we got the NOS GT Grape, continuing with the car related naming trends. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. It also has a whole day's worth of sugar, so I hope you weren't planning on eating anything else throughout the entire day. Let's open it up. So it smells like grape. It doesn't quite taste like grape. So it's kind of like, you know how grape soda tastes versus regular grapes? This is kind of like taking it a step further. This is like the difference between grape soda and actual grapes, but kind of like amplified, if that makes any sense. It tastes kind of like Dimetapp. Like, you know that old cold medicine that you begged your parents for as a kid because it tasted so good? It's actually really close to what it tastes like. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a 20 watt amp, kind of classified as a practice amp. Now if you know me, and you've seen my first act AL110 review, you know that I'm no stranger to practice amps. In fact, most of my career so far I've been playing stuff on the smallest. I don't like this at all.